If you are home and you are wondering how do I prepare cassava dough, I am going to take you through the stages in this video. You are watching this video right now because you are either thinking of preparing banku or gari and you want to learn how to prepare cassava dough on your own. I have a video on how to prepare gari, and in that video I have covered from how to start your peeling down to frying your gari, even how to drain your dough for your gari. I have covered every of the process in that particular video, and I'll be leaving the link in the description below. But as well, we'll be talking a little bit about the dough you use for gari in this video, because the processes are quite similar but there are differences in it. This particular video is on how to prepare cassava dough for banku. We have our cassava in water because we have failed to grind it today. We have to preserve it, and the best way to do that is put it in water and make sure the water fills to the brim of the container. Then the next day we can grind it. If you have not grinded it, the next day you make sure that you change the old water to a fresh one, and at least don't let it sit 3 days. Maximum of 3 days you should grind your cassava. It is recommended you grate your cassava for gari the same day it is peeled and drain the same day, then fried the following day to maintain the sweetness and freshness of the dough. But this particular video we have taken 3 days to drain our cassava dough because we were busy with other things, and the gari still tastes fresh and delicious. So it means you can still keep it for 3 days and you'll be fine. Since you are looking for a way to do this home, I am going to give you a quick method of doing it. You get your own grater. I did this myself, and I'm not going to use this to grate my cassava, but I just want to show you. This is it. My cassava is plenty, and as you can see, we are going to grate this cassava for banku and also have a dough for the gari. That's what is going to happen. So our cassava is plenty. I cannot grate it with this, so we will taking it to the cassava grater to do that. That is why our cassava is in water up to now, waiting for tomorrow. But if you are home and you just have something very small to grate, why not just have your own grater, or go to the market, get a grater and sit up, just rub it over the rough edges, and you are good to go. This is it. If you are planning on grating for gari, you should note that gari, you don't grate for to get it so smooth. This is one of the differences between the cassava dough for banku and gari. Gari, you don't grate the dough to be so smooth, but for cassava dough you have to grate it to be smooth. Anyway, if in case it is not grated smoothly, you don't have to worry. You go through the same process as we did in frying gari by sieving dough on a sieving tray. Then we separate the chaff from the dough. You could still do that and preserve it. Another thing you should watch out for is when you are draining your dough. Cassava dough for gari is drained in a different way. As you saw in part of the video here, we were pouring water on it and mixing it. You wondered what was happening. What happened was, if you were preparing, as we were preparing the dough for gari, we had to pour more water on it, lots of water on it, that we can be able to drain the starch out of the dough. Okay, there are reasons for that. You can go out there to watch the video to get everything about to get the reason why we were doing that. But in cassava dough for banku, you don't pour water on the dough at all. You just, from the grate, after grating, straight away you pour it in your sack or cloth, whichever whatever you have to drain it, and then you tie it very well and put a stone on it or any heavy material on it, or object on it, then you wait for a day, two, go check it up and make sure it's dry. Then that is it.